All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. This is the iPad. This is the latest iPad here. And this iPad from Apple costs $349. Now, that alone is a great deal because you're getting pretty much an 11-inch iPad. You get multiple colors. You get a powerful machine for what it is. And it's still low in price. So people who buy the Pro models, I am a Pro model type of person, but I've recently been switching over to just non-Pro devices from them. I have the new MacBook Air M4. I have the Mac Mini M4. I have the iPhone 16e. Now, I still have some Pro model devices, obviously 16 Pro, the 16 Pro Max, other devices, but these non-Pro versions of phones actually are really good. Now, this is the rear camera on the new iPad. Now, I got this iPad for $299 on sale, but even less than that because I sold my 5th gen iPad Mini for $200, and I got this for $99. So this is one of those things that I feel like I'm getting so much more just by the canvas. And I can't tell too much difference yet in performance. I've been using this now for at least several weeks, almost a month maybe. And I wanted to show you the cameras because there's people out there who actually use their tablets for work, and they use the cameras as one of the main things. If you're doing landscaping or just any kind of things you can think of where you just want something to edit on a large surface and canvas instead of your phone. And I see a lot of people carrying tablets and a phone, and iPads seem to be just the standard for tablets for most people. There are plenty of other tablets out there, but iPads just appear to be the one that people really like. It's fast, it's fluid, and with this one coming in at starting price of $399, again, check the current pricing with the link in the description. This is just a steal. I found that this 11-inch display is way more than enough cameras that I could use for editing. And by the way, this entire video was shot and edited right on the iPad and sent right to YouTube. This will be my first video that I've done with editing on the product itself. So I'm big on cameras, and I'm currently checking out a new phone, the CMF phone, and the cameras are just not good. And when you think about it, it's a phone, so it has way more capabilities than this iPad does. But in a sense, because the iPad, you don't really need a phone to make phone calls. You have FaceTime audio, FaceTime, you have iMessage. You don't need a phone number for these things. So this is why iPads, I think, are just the ultimate universal device. It's just so good. And then if you want a smaller one, you can get a smaller one. But if you want the kind of middle of the road, for me, would be this 11-inch. I think this thing is really solid and well put together. And if you notice, I'm not using any of my external microphones or anything. I want to give it to you just how it is out of the device. So now I'm going to show you the front camera. The front camera isn't as good as the rear camera, but I'm in a low lit situation here. I'm not outside in the 100-degree heat. I'm just sitting in the dining area. So we'll see how this works out. Check out the front camera and we'll talk some more. All right, guys. So here's the front camera. The front camera, now I'm in a setting, like I said, I'm in a low lit situation, low light situation. And this is what I would get. And I actually think this quality is still pretty decent for what it is. It's nice and clear. Colors seem pretty accurate. And it's just a nice thing to have a front camera. More importantly, having a landscape camera, which just means it's in the center of the tablet right up there, is way better than when it was on the side here. You have to look over here to check to see if you're in view. But looking right here, I'm looking at the camera, but I can still pretty much see a great view of what's in view here. And if I'm centered, if I'm where I want to be, if everything is just there. The front camera being in landscape instead of portrait is so much better. It's a game changer. And I just think, again, at this price point, it's really good. It's good enough. And I can compare it to other tablets, front cameras, and you might say that you like another one better, but when it comes to an Android tablet in this price range, I don't see very many that can compete. It ends up being these tablets that just have MediaTek processors, or just something that is going to make it not run as smooth. Now, this camera right here, I'm sitting, I got long arms, so just under an arm's length away from me, but this camera can go wide angle. There's a little icon on the side here that you hit before you start recording, and it goes wide, so I'm going to show it to you. Now, to put it in perspective, I was sitting in the living room and I said, you know, I'm going to go outside in the garage just to show them just how wide this lens actually can go. So you just take a look at what's behind me here. And now I'm going to switch to the wide angle lens. This gives you a better representation of just how wide this lens actually is on the front camera. I mean, this is incredible. I'm standing in the same spot, and yeah, I'm in the garage, a little bit of an echo, but I'm standing in the same spot, and look at how much more is in view. This is incredibly wide for a wide angle lens on the front camera for this tablet. And so they have a purpose as to why they wanted the camera on the front like this. Vlogging. It's just that simple. Let's get back to the video. Now, this tablet does have things like slow motion and panoramic, and it doesn't have all the functionality and features of the higher tier versions, I guess I would say, but it's still good enough for a person that wants a day-to-day product that can be their laptop. Because you have a keyboard option, but I would opt for a more affordable Bluetooth style with a mouse and keyboard, and I'll talk about that in another video because I did buy something. But this tablet for video is what we're focusing on. FaceTime is really good on here too, but I really enjoy how clear this video is for what it is, and the price point. Again, you can't stray away from the price point with this tablet because that's kind of what's driving the sales more than likely for this. And then after people get it, they're saying like, whoa, this thing is totally worth it. It's a fast, fluid device. Now, editing on it, again, this is my first video I've edited on it, so I'm not gonna say it's fast or slow. It's kind of like not middle ground, but it's definitely not slow. That's a given. This is an Apple product, so normally editing with their processors is really fast. Will you be able to edit faster on a laptop or something, a more power Windows laptop? Possibly, but for a person who is all about the iPad, I think when you compare the differences in exporting video, you'll find that, yeah, you had to wait 6 minutes instead of 4 minutes. Is it worth the price tag? Absolutely. Paying $600 or more or less just to wait an additional 2 minutes is totally worth it, folks. So now I'm going to take some photos and we'll close out. Now you can record video with an external audio source. You can see I have my Ho-Hum mic here and it's wireless via Type-C. Plug it up and you're good to go. So how do I feel about this tablet's cameras? Now, obviously, like I said, if I go outside, it's going to be way better video. The quality is going to be super clear. But for a lot of people, their day-to-day for their work, their vlog, whatever it is, might not be outside. And then also, you're going to need a tablet mount, things like that. So obviously, I have a tablet mount to be able to record and post up the tablet, which are super affordable now. You can get them for $5 to $10. You can get a really good one. I actually have multiple because I have smartphones that open up into a tablet, and so I need them for this purpose. But you can find them that's universal enough to open up to a 12, 13-inch tablet like I have here. So fits perfectly fine. I guess maybe I'll leave a link to a tablet mount for a tripod if that's your thing. I'll try to remember to put it in the description, but remind me in the comments if I don't, and I'll show you the one that I have. But nonetheless, this is the new iPad. This is the new iPad's cameras. What do you think about the quality of these cameras versus, say, some of the lower tier or entry level or budget friendly, people call them budget friendly smartphones? This tablet runs neck and neck in the price. It's in kind of the same price range. And again, it is a big tablet, but I think, for what I've explained, you can still do phone calls, text messages, video chat, all of this on the tablet because it's an iPad. So, and some people, this is their lifeline. So if you're a person who always wanted an iPad or just wanted a really strong tablet, I think you might have it right here. Yeah, again, these cameras are not just top tier, amazing quality. It doesn't have portrait mode. It doesn't have portrait video. Certain things are gone. Things that I really like portrait photos. You can't take portrait photos, but if you position yourself just right, you can get a portrait photo. But nonetheless, no portrait video, no cinematic video. So there's plenty of ways to get these options added on via applications, which are just right in the App Store. You can just download them if you want to. So I think that in the end, especially I got mine for, we're gonna say I went ahead and paid the discounted price of $299 because that's what it was at Best Buy when I bought it or whatever, and Amazon. And again, that link in the description will show you the current pricing. It might not be $299 anymore. It might be less. But again, me selling my iPad Mini that my 15 I just wasn't really using anymore. Getting this, it's worth it. It was worth the switch. I get a much bigger canvas for editing. I get a really good camera still, strong, much better battery. Performance is the same or better. It's just a really nice tablet. And when we focus on the cameras, the quality for photos, it will do well for you folks. It will do good enough, as I posted some photos here. And then also, it will in fact do great for performance. So when you couple everything together, while the front camera might be the weakest point, I would say, that wide angle lens is amazing. So imagine that wide angle lens outside or just in another controlled environment for lighting. Wow. I just have two windows open over here in the dining area behind it, and it's simply great. So I'll say this, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. It is a keeper for sure. It's totally worth it. I feel no need to buy an M3, an M2, an M1, M4. I just don't see the need for it because iPads have moved from like really high up on my list to just that device I pick up every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So, and I spoke of earlier, you do have an option for a keyboard attachment, but it's very expensive through Apple. So I'm going to leave a link to the description to the tripod mount and also the keyboard combination that I went with for this particular tablet. And I will show you that in another video. But this is your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is the new iPad, and these are the cameras. What do you think about the quality? I'll see you in the next one. Take care.